Hi everybody, Scott here. In this video, I want to just give a quick illustration of the dynamics that can exist within a narcissist and an empathic dynamic, and explain the way in which a narcissist gains control and abuses. The narcissist has a keen eye in being able to identify when someone has unresolved trauma, and I think it's key that it's unresolved because or not that it's just unresolved, but that the one that is carrying the trauma does not even know that they're carrying it. I think that makes it even more makes them even more of a target. And so the narcissist finds a way of re-traumatizing that unresolved and often unconscious trauma that the empath carries. And that reaction is then used as evidence to turn the empath into the identified patient, because they're able to do the abuse and then stand there looking like they're the total innocent party, while the one that's reacting to being abused and traumatized, and because of the trauma, they can't see that they've been abused, that they're just reacting within their unresolved trauma, and then that's used to make them look crazy. To the narcissist is sitting there like, I'm innocent. I don't know what this is about. Very good at just staying cool, calm, and collected, while the empath is accusing them of potentially accusing them of what they think they're doing. It could be a combination of sort of identifying things that the narcissist is doing and trying to call them out. And all that does for other people is to see that they're being judgmental, that they're attacking, that they're angry, that they're hysterical, and that the information can't be trusted. And so then what's happening there then is the empath is then being re-traumatized and abused in their reaction to the re-traumatization. And so an illustration to maybe explain this, and I almost want to I guess put a disclaimer that for some people this illustration, these two pictures that I'm going to provide might be unsettling to hear. So I just put that out there as a caution. But there's two images that I want to describe. The first one is the inverted reality that is created around the empath, and that image is looking from those that the narcissist is manipulating, those around the empath that are being manipulated by the narcissist to see the empath in a particular light. And so that image basically looks like people standing around the empath with suspicion, with distrust, often with judgment because they think the empath is being judgmental in their reaction to being abused, keeping them at arm's length, and sort of giving off a vibe to the empath that we can't trust you. A particular problem with that is that the empath feels all of that, and yet feels completely trapped in trying to describe or get out of that situation. So the empath is seeing this projection and this inverted reality coming at them, but because they're in their trauma and they're being abused, they're disempowered in being able to address what is being created around them. So that's the inverted image. The reality image that I want to describe, and it's probably more from the empath's position. The person has been intentionally been involved in a hit and run. They've been hit by a car, knocked to the ground. They're in bad shape. They're lying on the side of the road. It's raining, it's dark, and people are stepping over them as though they don't exist. Even looking at them with disdain disdain and annoyance. While the empath is struggling to breathe, is struggling to even know what's happened to them, and has a hard time even being able to reach their hand up to signal that they need help, that their body is broken and it needs repair. One of the purposes of this video is to essentially, what I'm trying to say is I'm trying to be someone who's standing the right way up in that inverted reality, saying you're not crazy, you are being abused. Maybe this video is actually helping you to see that that's what's taking place, and that essentially you can't trust, well, at least the people I'm describing in this video, they're untrustworthy and incapable of assisting you, and that it might mean that you need to look outside of that circle for your assistance. Go and book in to see a counsellor, continue your research, essentially keep going, keep looking. It could be you going and finding a friend that's outside of the situation to try to be heard and understood about what's going on. But most likely you can't look to the people that are under the influence of the narcissist, who's manipulating those around you to see you a certain way. They can't help. In fact, they're being used to further the victimization and the abuse. I have made a video myself on this topic in a much more broader context, and I'll leave a link here for you, and it'll be in the description as well, that talks about the certain aspects of the narcissist empath dynamic, and I believe it's called the narcissist empath diabolical, to try to speak to both what causes an empath to be entrapped by a narcissist, as well as other ways that I've described in this video, ways to get out and to recover from that abuse. So anyway, I hope this video has been helpful, and I'll see you again in another video.